Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Alex and this is Budget Me Alex. I am a 30-year-old all-cash budgeter. I am on a journey to be completely debt-free, as well as I do have some pretty big savings goals. So if you're interested in this kind of content, just go ahead and continue watching. So today is a very long awaited debt update for you guys. I think the last update that I had for you was 5 months ago. I looked back at my videos and yeah, that seems to be the last time I did an update, and I'm gonna go over all those numbers of where we were previously, where we currently are. I did mention in my last video that a lot of things came up and just also some unnecessary spending. I'm not gonna say it's all due to circumstances, but I have a plan in place to go ahead and get this taken care of. I have an estimated timeline of how quickly I would like to get this done. And yeah, I'm just gonna talk about it. I'm not gonna go into why, how, when, what, none of that. So most of you guys, like 99.9% of you guys, have been super supportive when I did mention this in my last video. So thank you so much. Like, this is already nerve-wracking to post, like being this transparent with your finances, and the fact that you guys are making it so much easier for me to do that and not feel like such harsh critique or judgment from you guys is just everything. Like, you guys really don't know how much that means, so thank you so much. I do want to keep doing these, and I think I'm going to be doing these I don't know if bi-weekly or monthly, just depending on my income stream and all that, how that goes, how quickly I can get things done. But yeah, I'm gonna go into that. And then I did want to mention really quickly, I completely forgot, one of the updates that I wanted to give you guys in my last video was due to my Etsy shop. So you guys know that I have all of my trackers on there, as far as my debt trackers and my regular cash trackers. When my laptop got repaired, everything got wiped from it, so my templates are literally gone. I was able to retrieve the one for my debt trackers, so I still have the credit card ones on my Etsy shop, but my regular cash ones, I might have to take those down and redo those somehow. So I will reopen my Etsy shop as soon as I'm able. I just have to kind of sort that one through, but just so you guys know, for now, there will be no cash trackers, only credit card trackers and like the bundle with the envelope. So just thought I'd share that, and we're gonna get straight into the video. Okay, so I decided to already list everything out for you guys so that I wouldn't spend the majority just writing out all of these little things. I was going to use my debt tracker template that I have, but I want to write some extra notes on here, which is why I just decided to do it on plain paper. The last update for you guys that I had, my starting balance was around like 7,000 or so. It was like 7,000 to 8,000. We'll just say starting balance, we'll say 7,500 because I honestly don't remember. My ending balance was, and this is gonna break my heart because I was at 4,661, and even then I thought it was still a lot. That has significantly changed, you guys. So we're gonna go over the final number at the end of this. Like I said, I'm not gonna go into any kind of explanation or anything like that. We're just gonna go over the numbers and the plan and how we're gonna attack that. So as far as first savings goes, my limit for that one is 600. Thank God my balance is 0. That is one card that is paid off. Apple, my limit is 1,500. My balance for that as well is 0. So those are two cards that I do not have to worry about. Let's go into Quicksilver. My limit for this one is $1,000, and my current balance is $707.44. My Discover card limit is also $1,000, and my balance is currently at $848. Okay, I just had to scoot some things over so that I could move the paper up. My Credit One Black card, my limit for that one is $950, and my balance for that is $883. Okay, if it blurs for just a second, as soon as I move my hand, it'll be fine. Merrick, my limit for that is $1,050, and my current balance is $993.23. Sam's Club limit is $1,500, balance is $1,000. These numbers just keep getting higher, but you know what? It is what it is, whatever. My Credit One American card, my limit for that is $1,200. My balance is $1,030.76. My biggest card is my Capital One. Limit is $4,000. My current balance, $3,458.05. And now there were other debts that I didn't include in my last one that I am going to include in this one. 2 new ones and one that I just didn't add because the way things were working out, I actually forgot to add it here. I had just a minor student loan. The way that I was looking was it was going to be completely forgiven, but we all know how that went, so that has to be paid off. My medical bill, and I'm so mad, you guys, this is from when I went to the hospital. I was there for over 6 hours. It was like 6 to 8 hours for my head. They did a bunch of scans, and this is just what I brought it down to. It was a lot more than this, but our current balance is $912.88. My care credit is for my aligners. I've paid off a good chunk of that, but my current balance is $1,893.01. I am going from smallest balance to largest. And then my student loan, thank God it's so small, but it is at $1,548. So let's add all that up. We are at $707.44. Without these, I want to say it was like around 9,000 something. So it jumped about 5,000, but you include medical, dental, and student, and we are at $13,364.37. Let me just highlight some of these things to make it a little more. So we're gonna do current total. We have our current total now. This is our number to focus on, and I am going to be doing the snowball method. So I'm going to be doing all the minimum payments for all of these, and then I'm going to just completely pay off the first one and make my way down. I'm going to list my streams of income and then kind of see how that's going to go. My first one is for my parents' business. I'm just going to put dispatch because that's what I am. I get paid every other week here, but you guys know I split that into like 4 so that my paycheck lasts me a lot longer. So I technically pay myself every single week. I will not be incorporating this paycheck to everything else. This will not be a debt paycheck just because I did tell you guys I got a second job and it is a full-time job. So it's not like I'm doing part-time hours. So basically my dispatch income is going to help me with my bills, utilities, groceries, living, etc. And then I might have like just a few bucks for, you know, any kind of savings that I might want in my envelopes so that I can finally start getting ahead on some things. But this is strictly going to go towards my binders, not my debt. Now, my second one, I'm just going to put full-time job. This one, I believe I actually have to go in on Wednesday. It's not my first day, but like I have to go through all the orientation and all that stuff. So my full-time job, I believe they said we get paid weekly. I'm just gonna put here bi-weekly, and then I'll put bills. And then this one is technically weekly. I'm gonna see as far as like calculating how my first paycheck's gonna come out, and then because I know when I'm getting paid, but you know, it's always different. Like, I don't want to estimate it. I want to see the actual check in front of me, and then I can calculate what I'm going to be getting weekly. So this is strictly going to be towards debt. So I will be pulling my tithes out of this, and then everything else will go towards credit cards. Luckily enough, the pay is pretty decent, so I'll be able to pay this a lot faster than I had expected, because I thought I was going to get lower pay or less hours from what I was predicting as far as getting another job. But thank God I was blessed with good hours and good pay, so I could knock this out a lot faster than I've expected. My third stream of income is YouTube. Now, YouTube is a little bit unpredictable, so this one, I'm going to put my taxes aside, I am going to pay my tithes, and then this is a monthly paycheck. And I'm just going to put this towards other. I think for this one, okay, so dispatch will be for bills, full-time job will be for debt. I think my YouTube will be for sinking funds. Even if it's only a little bit, I'm going to designate that for sinking funds. That way I don't necessarily feel like I can't save any money. I'm already putting a huge chunk towards debt, like with a full-time paycheck, so it's not like I'm only putting pennies in there. So I think for my YouTube income, that will be for sinking funds. Next is my Etsy shop. That is scheduled for a weekly paycheck. It's usually not a lot. This one, for this one as well, I had to pull out my taxes, pull out my tithes, and then anything extra, it's really not a lot. I'll probably just put this towards back into the business. So this will, whoops, my pen is dying out. This is going to go back into my Etsy shop, and I'll probably also put it towards like my YouTube channel for any giveaways or anything like that. So this isn't going to be fun money, it's not going to be bill money, not debt money. This is just going to go back into its own little cycle so that I can restock on any supplies I might need for my shop or any kind of giveaways for my YouTube channel. Next is Amazon. So this is my Amazon storefront. What is going on with these pens? Okay, this is my Amazon storefront. This is also a monthly paycheck. Now, the way that Amazon pays is a little weird. I think it's like 3 months, what you made 3 months ago, they pay you now, versus like YouTube, what you made last month, they pay you the next month. So this is a little confusing. The paycheck's usually pretty, it's not huge. Like, it's like, it'll probably maybe pay for like 3/4 of a tank of gas. So this is, I haven't really focused on my Amazon storefront, so it's not really anything huge right now. I guess I'm just gonna throw that in there for now. That Prime Day is coming up on the 11th, I believe, so I'm gonna be updating my Amazon storefront today, but honestly, this isn't really the biggest paycheck. So my commission will be going up because of the holidays. I've been accepted to the program so that I can get higher commission rates, but it's still not going to be like hundreds of dollars. So this is not a promising paycheck. I think for this, I usually don't do anything with my Amazon paycheck. I kind of just leave it in my account for like a debit card buffer. So I guess that's what it'll be. And then other will be for, this is just going to be random. This is for anything that I sell. So right now I'm actually trying to sell a couple of things on Facebook Marketplace. I also have like little bits of cash from like survey apps, Upside, Ibotta, random apps and like little side hustles, just random extra little things that I might come across. I'll do, for instance, I've been doing nails lately, so whatever I get paid for doing nails will also go towards this. And I guess this is just going to be personal money, because just to kind of pocket in my wallet, and then it's not a lot, it's not often, and once I come up with the money, I'll figure out what to do with it. But right now there's nothing like designated for that. So we're just miscellaneous personal fund. So I have basically 6 streams of income currently. And I have every single category basically designated towards something specific. So I'm estimating with 13,000, I think I can have this paid off, like if I really stick to it and strictly just designate this entire paycheck towards my debt. I want to say I can get this paid off in anywhere from like 8 to 12 months. And that's kind of just like being real conservative about it, because if I were to decide to put any extra money from my dispatch or my side hustles or anything, I know I can get that done a lot faster. So it's just really going to depend on what's going on. Like for instance, I have my annual retreat for my church coming up. That was an expense, so I could say like, you know, this time my side hustles are probably going to go towards paying that instead of putting it towards debt. But for sure, my full-time job that I'm going to be starting, that money will not go towards anything else. Just my tithes and my full-time job. And my tithes is 10%, so it's not even like it's going to take up half my paycheck. I'm not worried about that. So I really do think that I can get this done a lot faster than I probably have estimated even in my own head. But this is what our debt update is looking like. These are the numbers. It is a little bit scary seeing how high that it jumped, but you know what, that's life. We have to find ways to cover things when we don't necessarily have the cash at hand. So moving out, I will say, has been amazing, but the expenses definitely changed. So when you guys started watching my channel like previously in the beginning, I was still living at home. I really wasn't paying rent. I wasn't paying utilities or anything like that. I was getting my own groceries, paying my own bills, but it was a little bit different. And now I have to set aside a huge chunk of money for cost of living. So I wasn't able to really get my sinking funds where I wanted them to. But I know that as soon as I pay all of this off, like we're gonna be able to bring those numbers up. And even then, like since my job will be going strictly towards debt, if I do have anything extra with my dispatch income and all my side hustles, I'll still be able to get my sinking funds a little bit higher than what I would like. And I know some people are gonna say, well, why don't you just designate everything towards debt? That's gonna really knock it out a lot faster. I could do that, and honestly, if I'm in the mood to do it, I definitely will. But I also don't want to completely burn myself out. I want to do this realistically, but still as fast as I can without burning out on it. So I'm already going to be putting like probably $2,000 or more towards debt a month. So I know that I'm going to be getting it done fast. I'm not worried about that. And this is kind of like these little 1, 2, 3, 4, these 4 different sources of income. I can always play around with them. So if I wanted to put it all towards debt that month and bring my balances down a little bit more, then I will. And if I want to keep the pace that I'm at and I feel like I'm moving at a pretty good speed, then I'll do that. So we'll see. I'll bring you guys another update maybe next month, just because I haven't really gotten started yet with this one. So that's kind of just in the air right now as far as like my start date, my pay, all that stuff. So I won't have anything else for you guys for the rest of October, but stay tuned for November because I will be bringing that update for you guys. I'm very excited. So I definitely will also have new cash stuffing videos for my full-time job. I'm deciding how I want to do that. Like if I want to do a cash stuffing for that, since I am debt snowballing it, I'll see how big my paycheck is, and if it makes sense to like put it in an envelope, then I'll probably do that. But if it makes sense to just pay it off, then I'll probably just put that in the debt update. I may or may not do cash stuffings for this job. So I'll let you guys know. I'll keep you posted however that ends up working out. And as far as my Etsy shop, like I said, I will be reopening that again very shortly, but we will be missing one of the things as far as the cash trackers. I'm not spending any extra money right now, so I personally don't want to spend a single dime on myself, just because it's not even necessary at this point anymore. I'm actually trying to get rid of stuff more than I am trying to get things. So I'm trying to sell whatever little things I have around the house that I don't use. I'm giving some of my clothes away to like my mom, my sisters, my aunts, things like that. And there's no need for me to spend a single dime on anything right now. What I am doing though, I am actually losing weight this time around. So for every like 5 to 10 pounds, I am rewarding myself to keep me motivated, and I'm not rewarding myself with like a cheat meal or anything like that, just kind of something small. So it might be like, I don't know, a new running belt or some new supplement that I've been wanting to try. Nothing expensive, but just something small. But I'm not shopping for any clothes, shoes, nothing like that. It's just not necessary for me right now. So I am really cracking down on all of my spending habits. I'm trying not to eat out anymore or like as much. And I wasn't really eating out too much, but I was starting to get Starbucks a little bit more often, things like that add up. So I'm being very disciplined and I'm doing my best. So I will keep you guys updated with however this works out, how quickly, the pace, everything. Thank you guys so much for being as supportive as you guys have been. I really appreciate you guys for that. You really don't know how much it means. I know that everybody goes through this, like all the ups and downs and like reverting back to that and then clearing it out and then kind of like a cycle. And I know it's changing your habits, things like that, but sometimes it really is just circumstances and just the way that life works out. And we're just going to get out of it. We're going to get through it. And I just thank God that he was able to bless me with actually getting another job to be able to get this done. I know that God provides and I know that he answers prayer, but at the same time, it requires work on our end as well. So I can't say, God, I got into this mess, get me out of it, and then me just sit here waiting for a wad of cash to just fall in my lap. I got to actually do the work for it as well. So I did my part in looking for the proper job that, would give me a good schedule, would not interfere with church, that would hopefully be a good pay. I was willing to settle for anything as long as it wasn't something that kept me out of church. And I do really feel like God honored that. He gave me an amazing schedule with what it's going to look like so far. So I really am grateful for that. And I know that we're going to get through this together. So thank you guys so much. I will see you all next week. Bye.